Living is different from merely being alive. Being alive is just existing, going through the days, completing tasks, repeating routines without purpose. But living is feeling. It's that rush in your chest, like the climb of a roller coaster, knowing that something extraordinary is about to happen. It's in that moment of suspense, right at the peak before the drop, that life truly beats, when every cell in your body is awake, present, alive. But many have lost that feeling. What should be an exciting roller coaster has turned into a straight line, with days dragging on in monotonous repetition. Get up, work, go home, repeat. Memorable moments have become rare, and amidst this cycle, a silent question arises. Is this really all life has to offer? Deep down, there's something undeniable, the emptiness left by unmade choices, by dreams left behind. Here's a hard truth: life doesn't wait. Every day you settle for less, accept the ordinary, is a day wasted, a day you can never get back. You weren't born for mediocrity. Inside you is a fire, a desire to explore, to grow, to live a life where every moment matters. Don't let that fire go out. Because truly living is what transforms mere existence into something extraordinary. Routine is the silent enemy of dreams. It's comfortable, predictable, but it's also the biggest thief of extraordinary lives. When did you start accepting less? Waking up, rushing to work, braving the traffic, coming home exhausted, repeating? It doesn't seem dangerous at first glance, but every day that looks like the last is another brick in the wall that separates you from what truly matters. And the discomfort is always there, whispering, not shouting. It's that uneasy feeling of emptiness at the end of the day when you're finally alone with your thoughts. How many times have you silently asked yourself, is this it? Is this all I was born for? That question doesn't appear by chance. It's your soul trying to shake you awake before it's too late, before monotony buries the extraordinary still left within you. Imagine reaching the end of your life, sitting there reflecting on what you did, and realizing that the moments that haunt you most aren't the mistakes you made, but the dreams you never even tried to achieve. That's the pain of regret, and it cannot be undone. It comes quietly, without a sound, but carries the weight of everything you could have been. And here's the truth that's hard to face. Doing nothing is a choice. Every time you choose not to act, you're saying no to the life you always wanted to live. Time doesn't wait. Each day you choose to repeat the same patterns is a day you'll never get back. How much longer can you afford to lose? Because the discomfort you feel now is your greatest gift. It's not here to punish you, but to remind you that something greater is waiting for you. A life that makes every second count. If you don't act now, when will you ever? When was the last time your heart raced with excitement over something new? Do you remember the first time you felt the sand beneath your feet and saw the vastness of the ocean? Or the first time you spoke in public and felt pride rushing through every part of you? Imagine, like an athlete, the first time you stepped into a stadium to play. The sound of the cheering crowd, the butterflies in your stomach, the mix of nerves and excitement. Then comes the first touch of the ball, and all the fear vanishes, replaced by the feeling of being exactly where you're meant to be. That's what first times do. They connect you to the essence of living. But over time, many let that go. What once was thrilling becomes predictable. Without realizing it, we hide in our comfort zones, where there's no risk but also no reward. And what's left? Days that blend into each other, weeks that leave no mark, months that turn into a blur. That's how life loses its color, its rhythm, and most importantly, its purpose. How many times have you wanted to try something new but let fear stop you? Learning to play an instrument, switching careers, starting a seemingly impossible project. Fear always whispers, what if I fail? What if I look foolish? What if it doesn't work? Here's a truth that few are brave enough to admit. Fear will never completely go away. It will always be there. But it's up to you to decide what will be bigger, your fear or your desire to experience everything life has to offer. Remember, every first time you've ever lived happened because at some point you had the courage to try. What's stopping you from doing it again? Because living isn't about repeating patterns. Living is about daring. It's about seeking the extraordinary and experiences you never imagined having. It's embracing those butterflies in your stomach, because that's where the magic happens. Just like the athlete who turns every game into a new chance for greatness. You too can turn your first times into milestones that change your story. So I ask you, how many first times will you let pass by before you truly start living? How much longer will you let fear be bigger than your desire to create an extraordinary life? How many times have you felt stuck in the same place? Routine takes over, days slip by, and weeks blur together. But the real cost isn't just the time lost, it's the life you failed to live. Every time you choose the easy, comfortable path, you're making a trade-off, sacrificing the possibility of something extraordinary for a fleeting sense of security. That security, so tempting, is an illusion. What truly hurts isn't the effort of trying something new or the fear of failure. What hurts in the end is realizing you never tried. It's looking back and seeing a life filled with what-ifs. What if I had started that project? What if I'd said yes to that opportunity? What if I'd bet on myself? That's the kind of regret you can't erase. Extraordinary change doesn't happen by accident. It requires discipline, the ability to act even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is what turns fear into strength, dreams into achievements, and the desire to change into concrete results. It's not about making huge moves all at once, but about taking small, consistent steps every day. That's what builds the extraordinary. What will you do with the time you have left? Will you keep delaying your transformation? Or will you take control and start building the life you know you deserve? If you've read this far, it means you're committed to change, and I want to thank you for that. This channel exists to help you live an extraordinary life, to remind you of your power and potential. If today's content has helped you, subscribe to the channel. Your journey is just beginning, and every step counts. Pain is inevitable. At some point in life, we all experience losses, failures, or situations that make us feel small. But here's the secret. Pain can either be your greatest obstacle or your greatest strength. The choice is yours. You can let it paralyze you, or you can transform it into the fuel that drives you forward. Think about someone who lost everything and used that pain as a source of strength. Like a runner who began training after a significant personal loss. Each mile they ran wasn't just physical exercise, it was a declaration of resilience. On race day, crossing the finish line was more than a sports victory. It was the transformation of deep pain into something extraordinary. And the tool that makes this possible is discipline. Discipline keeps you moving when everything inside you wants to stop. It's the difference between accepting defeat and using it as a stepping stone. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. It shapes you, strengthens you, and prepares you for future battles. The key point is this: the pain you feel today won't disappear on its own. Ignoring it means wasting it. Facing it with discipline is what transforms it into something extraordinary. Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Instead ask, what can I build from this? Because it's in the hardships that you discover what you're truly made of. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're growing, stepping out of your comfort zone and moving closer to something greater. So tell us, what was the hardest moment you've overcome and how did it make you stronger? Share in the comments. Your story could inspire others who are facing challenges right now. Together, we create a community of growth and transformation. Pain is inevitable, but wasting it is optional. Decide today to use it as the foundation of your discipline. Use it to build the strength that will carry you beyond what you ever thought possible. The change starts now. How many times have you promised to start that diet, go to the gym, or break a habit that's holding you back? Days, weeks, even months go by, and the promise remains just an intention. The regret of not taking action hurts, but here's the truth. What's in the past doesn't define who you can become. The decision to change doesn't happen in the past, it happens now, in the only moment you truly control. Every day you procrastinate is a day lost, but every small action you take today is a step toward transformation. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried and failed before. Discipline isn't about never making mistakes, it's about always getting back up. Discipline transforms simple decisions into real progress, and it's what leads you to extraordinary achievements. When you decide to act, even when fear and doubt knock on your door, you're shaping a life bigger than you can imagine. If you think you need to be 100% ready, here's the truth. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Great changes begin in discomfort, in the initial effort that feels heavy but leads to growth. What you do today, even if it seems small, creates an impact that resonates in the future. Each small action is a brick in building an extraordinary life, a life you can only achieve with the courage to act now. Today is the day. Transformation begins when you decide that fear and doubt no longer have power over you. What you do now shapes your future and your extraordinary accomplishments. Don't wait any longer, because great victories start with a simple step. How much longer will you wait to take the first step toward the life you deserve? The choice is yours. Start today, because tomorrow might be too late. Now that you understand the power of decision, discipline, and transformation, the only question left is, what will you do with all of this? The tools are in your hands. The extraordinary future you're seeking isn't somewhere far away. It starts now with every choice you make, every small step you take toward what you want. There's no more room for excuses, no more waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Remember, the biggest mistake you can make is to put off until tomorrow what can be achieved today. Life doesn't wait, and time doesn't rewind. So, what will you do today to start building the life you deserve? You can keep postponing, or you can make it happen right now. The choice is yours, and the first step, no matter how small, is what will take you from where you are to where you've always wanted to be. Your transformation starts now. Every effort you make, every decision taken is one step closer to the extraordinary. Don't wait any longer, because the moment you've been searching for is waiting for you in every action you take. Stay with us and watch the video playing on your screen. It will motivate you to keep evolving toward an extraordinary life. This is your moment. The extraordinary life isn't a distant dream. It begins with the decision you make today. Let's take this journey together.